I'm Melissa Lee, coming to you live from Studio B at the NASDAQ. On the desk tonight, Karen Finerman, Steve Grasso, Tim Seymour will join us shortly, and Julie Biel. And to be clear, we don't know a lot of details, but what we do know right now is China seems to be competitive on the low-cost models and now also on the high-cost models, Julie.
I think it's something that people have had in the back of their mind is, I am going to know when it's time to get out, right? There's this recognition that, once the music stops playing, I'm going to find my seat and it's no problem. And I think the volatility of these movements is an indication that, people are really twitchy to get a chair before the music stops. And the real struggle that we have is we don't understand the relationship between the level of model intensity and the CapEx and how that's going to derive any kind of return. And I think that's what people are really nervous about is when are we going to see numbers that give us confidence that this is a business model we can build around? I mean, how big a moat can you have if you're one of several in a drop-down menu? That's the real struggle that I see. And I think for companies that are trying to build workflows around these models, the idea that this administration can knock out one of the models like they did with Fable, that's a concern, right? That should be a concern for everyone. And I think it makes it hard to feel confident I'm going to build business processes around these models that I have a lot of regulatory uncertainty. It almost favors the Chinese models in that way. But I think a lot of businesses just feel really uneasy latching themselves onto one because they don't know what's really going to be around the corner for them.
I would think that it would make the Chinese models more precarious, Julie, in terms of where they stand, because the national security concern can come to the fore and they say, you know what, no Chinese models here.
But I think it's both, right? I think both can be true where, you have Anthropic knocked out really easily, the stroke of a pen, and suddenly no one can use that model. I've heard from some businesses that they were like, when that happened, it actually made us wonder if the Chinese models wouldn't be better advantaged in that time period because they don't have the same kind of regulatory scrutiny. And I'm sort of like, well, both have a lot of regulatory scrutiny. The real underlying thing is that it just adds to the uncertainty everywhere.